All right, we made it. Last day of April, day 20 of our number corner. All right, so let's go ahead and update our last day for our calendar grid and our calendar collector. Our marker is right there to the right hand side. You have a three unit cube, or three unit rectangular prism by a two um, unit by 2 unit rectangular prism. So please fill in the appropriate numbers in your data sheet, and then fill out the volume in cubic units or cubic centimeters we've been using. So and then make sure also in your calendar collector we have 20 now, day 20 of our 3/4 of an hour and 3/4 of a dollar. Okay, before we get going, we are going to discuss day 16, those solutions and sharing strategies. I have one of my students who has submitted their page already on Seesaw, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at his strategies and what he did. But before we do that, open up your number corners to page 65 and 66, and go ahead and stop the video and correct your answers. Hopefully, you got all of these. We've been working um, a lot with volume. Hopefully, things are working out. And here are the answers to page 66. All right. So now today we are going to be discussing and solving discussing, solving, and posing problems. And you had these Edwin's eggless sugar cookies. And if you take a look at what we are supposed to do, number one says that Edwin batch usually makes about 20 sugar cookies. So what does he? But he only wants to make 5. So he has some options, right? He can give some away, make a whole batch. But what if he only wants to make 5? So what should he do? My friend, I will come over here. My friend Luke had said that it was 1/4 of a recipe. Now, how do you know it's 1/4 of a recipe? Well, you know it's 1/4 of a recipe because you have 5 out of 20 cookies, and 5 out of 20 cookies is 1/4. So what he ended up doing is he ended up multiplying each one of our original ingredients by a fourth. And instead of 1 stick of butter, he used 1/4 of a stick of butter. Instead of 1 1/2 cups of flour, he used 3/8 cups of flour. If he used 1 1/2 cup of sugar, he used 1/8 cup of a sugar. If he had 2 teaspoons of baking powder, he only used a half a teaspoon of baking powder. 1 1/2 or a half a teaspoon of vanilla, he used 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla. 3 tablespoons of milk, he did 3/4 of a tablespoon of milk. And 1/4 of salt, teaspoon of salt, then he used 1/16. So what he ended up doing is dividing everything or multiplying it by 1/4 and not dividing it by 1/4. But he did a really nice job with this. Go ahead and check over his answers, see if he's correct. Did you come up with the same answers? That would be your answer to number one. So nice job, Luke. Thanks for sharing. I really liked how you added even your warm cookie, and you already took a bite out of it. So that is the end of today. Be on the lookout for May number corner. Hope everything's going well. If you are having problems with this and solving your problems, reach out to your teacher, and they'll be happy to get in contact with you. If you got it, awesome. I'm real proud of you. And then enjoy the rest of your day.